Hey everyone, welcome to Love and Life's Journey. I'm Chantel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you're new to my channel and you like DIY projects, DIYs on a budget, then be sure to hit that subscribe button as I do a lot of that on this channel. Also, don't forget to hit that bell and set your notifications so that you'll be notified every time I upload new videos to YouTube. Well, it feels like a while since I have put a video out, and I guess it has been. My family and I have been on vacation for the last 10 days. We went to California, went to Disneyland. We had a great time, and now I am ready to jump into lots of Christmas DIYs. When we were there, we got to see Disneyland transform from the fall season into Christmas, and the last day of our trip was actually their opening day of their Christmas season, so everything was just decked out in Christmas, and it was just really beautiful and a lot of fun to see, and it totally put me in the Christmas spirit. So I came home and put together some DIY projects for Christmas, and so today's DIY is a decor piece of these lighted Christmas presents, and we have a set of these that are for outdoor use that we put out in our yard, but this is a budget-friendly, easy Dollar Tree DIY for indoor use, for some decor pieces that you can use either lighted or not lighted. But I just really like how they turned out, so I'm excited to share them with you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. For the large present, I will be using 2 packages of these 12-inch wood craft dowels from Dollar Tree. And I will also be making a smaller present using the 6-inch dowels, and for that you will only need 1 package of these. I will be using some of the Deco Mesh from Dollar Tree, and I will need 2 rolls for the large present and 1 roll for the small. I'm also going to be using some decorative ribbon. The wire-edged wider ribbon works really good for this. And for each present I will be using a string of these 20 mini lights. And to assemble it, I will just be using my hot glue gun and some Gorilla Glue sticks. For the first step, I am going to be gluing 4 of the 12-inch dowels into a square, and so I am just going to put a little bit of glue on the end of one of the dowels and glue it to the end of another one in a 90-degree angle. Then I'm going to repeat this with the other dowels to form a square. Once that is finished, I'm going to take another dowel and I am going to glue it in the corner standing straight up, again forming a right angle. This does require a little bit of patience because you have to hold on to it until the glue sets up. Then I'm going to repeat this in all 4 corners. Once that glue is set, I am going back in and just adding a little bit of extra hot glue on those seams just to make sure that those dowels that are standing straight up are nice and sturdy. Next, I'm adding dowels to the top. I'm going to be making a square on the top as well, and I'm making sure that I am gluing these the same way that I glued the bottom dowels because you want to make sure that the one dowel is in between the other dowels just like they are on the bottom so that your box is square. And once again, I'm going to reinforce those corners with a little extra hot glue just to make sure it's good and strong. On the larger present, I am going to insert several dowels in the center of these sections just to help reinforce it, just to make sure that it's good and strong and it's going to stay square. And you will be able to see these dowels, so you do kind of want to make sure they're kind of centered and straight just to help it look nice when it's finished. For mine, I added a dowel to each of the squares on the sides on the top, but I did not add one to the bottom. Totally could, but I just thought it might be easier for finishing my project if the bottom was open. So now I'm going to take some red craft paint, and this can just be any kind of paint that you have, and I am going to paint the dowels because I am using a red Deco Mesh and I want the dowels to blend in a little bit more. So whatever color of Deco Mesh that you're using, I would recommend painting the dowels that same color. So next I'm going to take my Deco Mesh and I'm hot gluing it along the bottom edge, and then I'm just going to wrap it around up one side, across the top, and down the other side. And the width of these rolls of Deco Mesh is perfect for half of the size of this present, and so it works out really good. And when you're doing this, you just want to make sure that you are pulling the Deco Mesh tight as you are gluing it so that it's nice and flat and you have a nice smooth finish. And again, this does take a little bit of patience because you have to hold it there until the glue sets up enough that it stays in place. Once I have that going up the one side, across the top, and down the other side, and then I have it glued down and secured, then I will just trim off the Deco Mesh, and then I will start on the other half of that side of the present. So I'm going to continue this on all four sides of the present. So when I have all four sides done, I'm actually going to have a double layer that's going across the top. One is going one direction and the other layer is going another direction, and that's totally fine. It looks great when it's done. I wanted it to be a double layer so that the box or the present wasn't quite as transparent. So once the sides are done with the one layer, then I'm going to take the Deco Mesh and I am going to wrap it around the present in a horizontal direction so that I have now two layers going around the present on all four sides. And again, I will have the Deco Mesh going one direction for the first layer and the opposite direction for the second layer. And now I'm going to do the second layer of Deco Mesh around what will be the bottom on the sides of the present. Now that my box is covered with the Deco Mesh, I'm going to make a ribbon using that wired ribbon, and really you need 2 rolls of the ribbon for the larger present. I only had one, and so I'll show you what I did with that just using 1 roll. But I'm making a bow here, and because this is not double-sided ribbon, the pattern is only on one side, I'm having to twist it in the center each time so that I have the right side facing out. I'm making 3 loops on each side and then 1 loop in the center, and then I'm taking a piece of floral wire and tying that off. Then I'm going to set my bow aside for a minute, and I'm going to take the remaining ribbon and I'm going to go up one side of the present across the top and down the other side, right in the center where those supporting dowels are. Now if I had had another roll of ribbon, I would do this on all 4 sides, but since I did not have enough of the same pattern of ribbon, for now I'm just going up one side across the top and down the other side. But I am planning to pick up another roll of this ribbon so that I can put this on all 4 sides. Next I'm going to take my bow that I made and I'm going to poke those wire ends from the floral wire down through the center, through the ribbon, through the mesh, and I'm going to put 1 wire on each side of that dowel that's going across the middle, and then I'm just going to twist it in the center to attach that bow to the top of the present. Then I'm going to take my string of lights and I'm going to attach the end of the string to that floral wire that is attached to the bow, so in the center of the top, and this is just going to help hold the lights up so that they're kind of spaced more evenly inside the present. I'm also going to use a little bit of floral wire to attach it in a couple of different places to the dowels, just to hold the lights in place so that they're just not all falling or hanging in a straight line or in a heap. I like these lights because you can plug them in and they're not battery operated, and you can plug several sets together. So I also made a present out of the smaller 6-inch dowels, and it only takes 10 dowels for this, and there's 12 in a package of these shorter ones, so it only takes one package. So I've made my cube or square already, and I'm using white Deco Mesh for this one, so I am going to paint these dowels white. And you'll notice with this one, I didn't put the dowels in the centers of the squares. It's small enough that it's pretty sturdy, and I didn't feel like it needed that extra reinforcement. So now I'm basically going to do the same thing with this present as I did with the larger one. I'm going to add the Deco Mesh to it, and I am going to do a double layer on this one as well. So here's what it should look like after you have both layers of the Deco Mesh on it. As you can see, I have one going one way, one going another way, and it kind of makes a crisscross pattern on it. So now I'm going to use some of this mesh ribbon that I also got at Dollar Tree. I liked this one to go with this white package, and I thought it complemented the other red present that I made as well. So I am going to actually put this on all 4 sides, since I have plenty of ribbon to do this on the smaller present. Then I created a bow to put on the top of this one as well. I'm attaching it with floral ribbon. You could use like a pipe cleaner for this as well, or even like a bread twisty tie would probably work. And then I'm attaching the lights in the top of this one, and since it's smaller, I only attached it to the top. And here's what it looks like, and I think it's pretty even when it's not lit up, but it's really pretty when it's lit up as well. I hope you liked this project and this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel to grow, and I would love to hear in the comments below what kinds of things you're starting to do to get into the Christmas spirit. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.